This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. For the first time, I think I'm interviewing Johnny Nelson in glasses.
No, you're not. No, you're not. How you doing?
I didn't know you've got glasses.
They're just for show.
Oh, right, yeah. You wouldn't go on Sky with them ever, would you?
No. Just for show. You know, sometimes I just like,
So, Johnny, of course, finally, boxing's back in the UK. It's here. It's fight week. Obviously, a lot of talk recently about Josh Warrington and his decision to vacate the IBF title when Kid Galahad was his mandatory. What do you make of that whole situation, Johnny?
I think it's going to come back round, and if Josh decides to stay in the division, I think they'll end up fighting each other anyway. So, I personally, look, I don't know what his plans are for tomorrow, but I do know that if he decides to stay in the division, he and Kid Galahad will probably cross paths again. So him choosing to give up the IBF title, which he fought so hard for, and deserved, rightfully so, it surprises me. I know he and Kid Galahad, when they fought, it was tight. Some thought he won, some thought Kid Galahad won. So maybe he just don't want any more of that. Maybe he thinks, I just don't want to. It was too close to wire, because we saw some amazing performances by him, where people like me and others in the game didn't think he'd beat the likes of Carl Frampton or Lee Selby. But then, and to put up such a commanding performance again when he boxed, not commanding, a very good performance against Kid Galahad. So he's a lot better than people were giving credit for. And he's quite clearly a fighting man, unbeaten. So I'm just surprised, but if he stays in the division, I can see him fighting each other anyway. So we'll just see down the line. Listen, it's a business move. I don't think there's many fighters out there that are scared of other fighters. They probably see fighters that are awkward. So it's not that at all. I just think that this is his choice. He made a business move, and if it pays off, it pays off when we see the bigger picture.
You spoke to Galahad recently, didn't you, at the Ingle Gym?
Yeah. Oh, Gary's peeved. Because Barry, as in Kid Galahad, he's peeved because he wanted that fight. He refused to have any other fight until it was against Warrington for the IBF title. He wanted to get a world title for Brendan's memory, and this was his chance to do it. So he refused to do it, going either way until he got this opportunity. So good on him. I know Warrington's been out of the ring for 16 months now, and it's hard because he's been inactive, really. 16 months, 2 fights in 2019, 2008, 2018, 17, and 16, 2 fights per year. So I know Warrington likes to stay busy. Kid Galahad also, he's obviously been out of the ring as long too, but he decided he's going to wait. I'm hearing now it's Jazza Dickens he's fighting for the IBF title. And so we'll just see how it turns out. It's the politics of our game that sometimes hold up what can be most enjoyable for the fans.
Of course, we do expect Josh to come through this Saturday. I mean, no fights are given, but you'd expect Josh to come through, and it'll be interesting to see what the next move is from Josh and Eddie Hearn, because obviously they've been looking for these big unification fights, but now they haven't got the belt. Be interesting to see whether these fights materialise.
That's what I'm saying. You want to be in a position where you've got something to bargain with, and Josh Warrington is a handful. So as a young fighter coming through, and that you want to do so, I know Lara's 22 years old. He's thinking, well, if I beat Josh Warrington, then my name will be mixed in the lights of the top tier in our division, and Warrington is a handful, and so unless, again, I'm thinking, well, why would someone want to fight you? I'm not saying they think you'll beat him, but what I'm saying is they'll think there's easier options. But that's his choice. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. And listen, Eddie's a shrewd character. He knows what he's doing. He's a businessman. That's why he does what he does. And Warrington's a fighter. So as long as everybody does their job, maybe things will turn out exactly how they want it to.
tune in to Sky Sports this Saturday night for that fight. Johnny, can we call this a feud between Deontay Wilder and Mark Breland?
No, not really. I think Mark Breland is far too classy for that, and he's proved that over the last year. In regards to Wilder, listen, I don't know him personally enough to comment on his character, but I can comment on what I've seen and what is in front of me, and I'm disappointed. If I'm honest, I'm disappointed in how he's handled the defeat to Fury. I'm disappointed in him in blaming everybody but himself for his loss. I'm disappointed for the lack of respect for somebody that has achieved so much in boxing as in Mark Breland, and near on trying to destroy a man's character, because Mark Breland has shown class. He showed patience, not said much. Just truth will always come out. And again, once he said something, I know I gather Wilder's come back with another counter argument, calling him a bitch. And I just don't get it. I'm thinking, yo, man, you've got to show some respect and take your loss, because I don't care what he says. I don't care how it goes along. You regret that. You regret the things he's saying right now. And if this is him playing the villain down the line, then he's doing a great job. He's playing a great villain.
You said you're disappointed. Do you think Deontay still has a future in this sport?
Well, I said once he lost to Wilder, once he lost to Fury, and the things that came out of his mouth, and I thought, this guy won't be boxing again. For one or two reasons. One, because I think he's burning far too many bridges in regards to his peers, in regards to the public, and one or two of his staunch fans will back up what he's saying. Yeah, the gloves were tampered with. Yeah, there was a conspiracy against him. Yeah, the water was tampered with. So all these people got together to get at him. And so one or two of his fans will believe that and buy into that, and massage his ego with that. But I just think he's burning too many bridges. And you know what? Deontay Wilder is too dangerous to give a chance when you don't have to. So he no longer has a title now. He has to get back in the queue with everybody else. If you're a young fighter coming up and you want to get to the top, you're going to be advised, no, you don't need him. You just don't need him. And Deontay's proved when he's at the top how well, he proves in how he's been with Tyson Fury, and now what's happening now, he's proved that okay, when he's there, things will change. No, he won't change. Money doesn't change you. Money just magnifies who you are, and that's what he's done. It's just magnifying who he is, and I'm disappointed because the times when I'm minding him, the guy's all right. The guy's cool. I'm like, are you playing a pantomime villain here? Because I just don't get it. The guy is cool. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, and I'm struggling to try and. If he honestly believes that Mark Breland did that, then that is what he believes, and he's going to stand by his belief. It doesn't matter if it's true or false. If he believes that, then you can't blame him for standing by his belief. But for him to get to that point of believing all these things, all these conspiracies that happened around him, he needs to have seen, had evidence, he'd know, he'd heard, whatever. He needs something solid, not just an imagination, not just a third-hand story. And so if he believes that, I get why he's acting the way he's acting. If he just can't accept situations, and these is fabricated because of something he thinks has happened, not what he knows factually has happened, something he thinks has happened. That's sad. Because I've said before, you can lie to yourself, you can lie to everybody around you, your brothers, your mother, your sister, your friends, your strangers, but you can't lie to yourself. And when you close your eyes at night time and you lay down in bed, you know what the truth is and you know what a lie is, and what fiction is and what fact is. So again, it's all because I'm trying to reverse. I'm really hammered Wilder with the stuff he said about Fury, and I'm kind of hammering now with the stuff he's saying about Mark Breland. But I just find it disrespectful. I just find it completely disrespectful to somebody that's achieved so much. And I'm baffled.
Well, funnily enough, just now Mark Breland's posted a statement. So this is live as we're speaking. I never thought anything this insane could take place. I should have not addressed who had the water because the accusation is so insane it didn't deserve a reply. At that fight, as many others know, Deontay didn't need a doctor, but I know about blood coming out your ears and dazed eyes could be a brain issue. What else has he said? We would wait for the champ hours before he'd arrived at the gym, and Jay would inform us of his mood. If he had a bad day, he told us to be quiet and to let him carry on with his training. That's what Mark Breland said on training with Deontay Wilder previously.
So as I said, money doesn't change. Money doesn't change. It just magnifies who you are. And I'm sure when Wilder's been in the camp of Klitschko, David Haye, XYZ, would he be such a diva? Would he be such an individual? Would he be respectful and wanting to learn and wanting to listen and improve over and over again? So I just think some fighters, when they get to a stage, they just get. I remember this is one of them. Me and Naz were cool. We were tight, and I can remember there was a fight in America. And all the boys, usually when we flew over and went over to Naz to one of his fights, everybody thought we were his paid entourage. We weren't. You know, Naz had paid for your flight or he'd paid for your room, and then that was it. So if you had 2 weeks off work, you lost money. You know, you had to survive over there. But we went because all the boys were together. So we went we went to support our mate. And there was I can't remember what fight it was, but all the boys received like a note, a letter. And to me, I just said, nah, he's lost a plot. And the note read something, and it's not word for word. It was something along the lines of, when Naz doesn't eat, when Naz is dieting, so when he can't eat, you lot can't eat. My dad walks into the room, you've got to bow and kiss his hand, show him respect. Just silly things like this. And I'm looking, thinking, when I heard about that, I went, yo. I said, nah, I'm going out, but I'll fly my own way out. I don't even bow and kiss my own dad's hand. You know, but this man's talking to you like his boys. And it's a shame because I'm telling you now, when I was younger, we had a good laugh, man. They would put some of the best days of my life. But then it just turned into a dig. And it sounds like that is the same with Deontay Wilder. Because he sounds like he's just turned into a dig. There's no other way of putting it. So I've seen it firsthand. And so, and maybe you've got to be an outstanding individual to get to those heights. And you may think that, you know, I'm so different from everybody else. I'm not human. I get all this stuff. But if you're born with nothing, and then when you've got something, you're acting like somebody completely different, there's something wrong there. And so with Deontay Wilder, the way he's acting, I just think he's acting like a dig. I just don't get it. And I think Mark Breland he's been on point. He's been classy. He's just addressed facts. And I don't know where Wilder will end up. Listen, you might get somebody that's going to go in there and take a big ass payday for a big ass beating, but his chances are very slim when it comes to are becoming very slim when it comes to moving forward. You never know. He might turn around next year and say, you know what, I was an ass. I got it wrong. You know, I apologise.
Well, just before we close off, he was rumoured to fight Charles Martin, but that apparently has fallen through because he wanted $10 million to box Charles Martin.
From who? That's what I'm saying to you. So therefore, if you're going to throw that kind of money in a pot, right, to invest in Deontay Wilder, who, when he was champion, did all these devilish things. And I've heard other devilish things he's done, but that's not for me to say. So this is why I'm not just picking up on what you said. I've heard other devilish things that he's done. So people think, you know what, you're more hassle than you're worth. Because when you were king, you think the king's gonna, the king just made hellfire. So again, this to me makes me think to myself, this guy drifted out of the game because he still wants to be treated like a king, fed like a king, paid like a king, but he ain't a king. So and he's a wealthy man. So will he humble himself to box for a measly $5 million or whatever? When you've got ridiculous money, then you expect to be, well, he's expected to be treated a certain way. I think it's sad. I think it's sad because I met this guy a few times and he's strong-minded, strong-willed, focus-driven, but I just think he just got dickhead fever.
He's a nice guy when I've been around him, and a lot of people.
Yeah, he is that's what I'm saying. He's a nice guy, but I've seen it happen to so many people when they get up there, they get twisted. And it's such a shame because I just hope I know, in fact, I hope I'm right and he's just playing the villain. I hope I'm right and he's just playing the dick. I hope that's what it is. Because if he truly believes in the things he's saying and doing, then there's a problem. He's not addressing the reason why he lost, which will mean that'll happen again. Because it's somebody else's fault. What would he change?
Okay, Johnny Nelson, thank you very much for IFL TV.
Sweet.
Look forward to seeing you back on our screens this Saturday night on Sky Sports, all right?
Yeah, enjoy, folks. Enjoy. Who we got on? Lee Ward, Don Smith, Zalfa Barrett, Hopi Price, blam! And of course, top of the bill, Josh Warrington. So see you Saturday night.
Top man, Johnny. Thank you.
Sweet.